things that can kill your sperm and make you not to get a woman or your partner pregnant. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about things that can kill your sperm as a male and make it difficult for you to get your wife or partner pregnant. The first one here would be smoking. Smoking causes a lot of damage. When you smoke, you inhale a lot of chemicals, nicotine and the rest of them, and these can cause a reduction in your sperm count. It causes low sperm count, reducing the quality of your sperm and makes your sperm cells not to be able to swim fast the way they ought to. I mean, it reduces the motility of the sperm. Smoking has been known to have a lot of negative effects on a man. And when it comes to your sperm, it causes oxidative stress. So by oxidative stress, it causes DNA fragmentation. It makes the strands of the DNA to break, and these can reduce, sperm production and your sperm quality as a male. Next point here would be exposure to toxins. So, occupational or environmental exposure to toxins or chemicals in the environment can cause you to have a low sperm count, can actually kill your sperm. So when you're exposed to these toxic chemicals like the polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, formaldehyde, benzenes, and things like that, so it can affect your sperm quality, it can affect your sperm motility, okay? So your sperm cells will not be able to move or swim quickly to go fertilize the egg, which is its mission. And also these toxic chemicals can cause DNA fragmentation, like I mentioned earlier, making you as a man to be infertile. While we are still under, exposure to toxins, I would like to discuss the effects of heat, okay, on the testes. So when you've been on the hot tub for a long time, so prolonged exposure or being in the hot tub or having a hot bath, okay, in a hot tub for a long time as the male, it can make your sperm cells not to be inadequate, okay? It can kill the sperm cells. This is because God normally made your testes to be outside the body and not inside, because it needs a less hot temperature for it to, for the testes to produce sperm cells and the sperm cells to thrive. So, but in a situation where you expose the testes to a very hot temperature, it can damage your sperm cells. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a hot tub. Having a hot tub of like 5-10 minutes it shouldn't cause much damage. I wouldn't say that would make your sperm cells to be dead or kill your sperm cells rather. But when you've been in a hot tub for a long time, so the impact would be felt, okay, on the testes, and it can reduce your sperm production, leading to low sperm count and, low quality sperm cells that can't fertilize an egg. The next cause of sperm killing, that sounded funny. The next thing that could kill your sperm cells would be alcohol. So alcohol itself too contains toxic substances that can cause sperm production not to be optimal. So when you take alcohol, it can increase the levels of estrogen in your body as a male. So let's go back to the basics now. As a male, you have the testosterone, which is the male sex hormone, and estrogen, which is a female sex hormone, okay? So as a male, you have both the testosterone and estrogen, likewise the females. But in the case of a male, the testosterone is higher. The level or amount is higher in males because it is actually the male sex hormone. So you get the estrogen in minute levels. God made it that way. In cases of alcohol consumption, when you take too much alcohol, the reverse is the case. There's hormonal imbalance. So your estrogen levels, which is meant to be in minute quantity as a male, tends to be higher than the testosterone. So you can see that there's serious problem. The testosterone is the male sex hormone that gives you as a male your male sexual characteristics and every other important thing you need as a male. But when the levels are low, you can see that there's a problem. So alcohol is like a driving force of this abnormal thing, which is increasing your level of estrogen, and when the levels are increased, it affects sperm production. You wouldn't have an optimal sperm count, so you would have a low sperm count, and sperm motility would also be affected. Alcohol also affects the morphology of the sperm, so you would have sperm cells that have abnormal shapes, and abnormally shaped sperm cells wouldn't be able to fertilize an egg and get a woman pregnant. The fourth point would be the use of recreational drugs. So when you take recreational drugs like cannabis, cocaine, heroin, these drugs can affect your sperm quality. Okay, these drugs would cause a reduction in your testosterone level, which is your male sex hormone. And when there's a low testosterone level, it can cause low libido, it can cause low sperm count, and it can, make it impossible or reduce the chances of having sperm cells that are of normal morphology, normal motility, and normal quantity, okay, that can actually fertilize an egg. So when you take recreational drugs, it does this to your sperm cells. The fifth point would be the use of steroids. So when you take anabolic steroids as a male, maybe you're involved in competitive sports, you're an athlete, and you want to show the whole world that your muscles are like the muscles of the world, like you have very big muscles, and that you want to show off your strength and masculinity. By doing that, you're doing yourself more harm than good. So to the public, you seem so built in terms of your muscle mass, but your reproductive system and everything that has to do with fertility is being damaged. So avoid using anabolic steroids. This causes the testes to shrink, and when the testes shrinks, it would affect sperm production. So you wouldn't have an optimal sperm count for you to fertilize an egg. So if you're one of those people using anabolic steroids, please stop it, because you're really getting yourself in the wrong position, and you have to stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Okay? The next would be bad diet. So when you take diets that are very high in saturated fats, or high dairy fat, high sugar, taking processed foods. So this diet can affect sperm production, and it can cause you to have a low sperm quality. So it's advised for you to take, balanced diet, healthy diet, rich in antioxidants like your fruits, vegetables, nuts, and this would also help you, building sperm cells that are of good quality and morphology and can be able to swim well and very fast to fertilize an egg. The next point would be medical conditions or illnesses. Okay, so when you have certain medical conditions or chromosomal abnormalities, like the Klinefelter syndrome, where you have like 2X and 1Y chromosome, that's like you have an extra copy of an X chromosome. So as a male, you're meant to have an X and Y chromosome, but in Klinefelter syndrome, you have 2X chromosomes and 1Y chromosome. That's XXY chromosomes. And in this condition, people that have this type of condition, it affects sperm production. It wouldn't be optimal, okay? And definitely it can lead to low sperm count. So trying to or getting a lady pregnant would definitely be very difficult, because this condition or syndrome is a cause of male infertility. Also, talking about medical conditions, uncontrolled diabetes. When your DM is not well controlled, when your diabetes, that's under somehow when your DM is. So when your diabetes is not well controlled, it can cause you to have low sperm quality, okay? So it can cause low sperm cells and make it difficult for you to get a lady pregnant. The last point would be age. So when you're advanced in age as a male, so advanced paternal age or advanced age of the male can reduce sperm production. Just likewise, something similar to that of the female. As the female advances in age, egg production tends to decline. So does the male too in terms of sperm production. So when you're at an advanced age, okay, it can cause your sperm production not to be optimal when compared to that of a young person. It doesn't mean that you can't get a lady pregnant at an advanced age, but the chances, or it wouldn't be so optimal. Okay, your sperm production wouldn't be so optimal. So an advanced age can also be a factor here, okay, of you not having an optimal sperm production or having a low sperm count that would be difficult or not able to fertilize an egg. Just as we've discussed the different factors that can kill your sperm, so there are different things that people say that can affect sperm. So if you've heard any of these myths that people say about sperm production or sperm quality and you want me to discuss that in another video, please let me know in the comment section. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you for sticking with me up to the end of this video, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next one. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and we'll be seeing you in my next video. Okay, bye.